Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Sri Chinmaya Satgurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam. Paramanandamadhavam. Hari Om. We have only a few questions. I shall read out the first verse. The first verse is supposed to explain to what power, existence, and consciousness belong. To what power, existence, and consciousness belong. Who is the one who plays the part of Jiva, Ishvara, and himself, the infinite? Infinite consciousness is. How do I know this essential reality of the self to be myself? So I shall take it one by one because there is a chain of questions. Okay. Who is the one who plays the part of Jiva, Ishvara, and himself, the infinite consciousness? Who does it? It is none other than the supreme consciousness that is said in the first verse. The supreme consciousness, the Atman or the Paramatman, does it. How do I know this essential reality of the self to be myself? This is what we have been doing. The study, the discussions. So, with the help of the Shastras only, we come to know about this. That is, in my own thinking, according to my own thinking, no, we ought to have a master, a teacher, who is capable of imparting this knowledge to the seekers. So with the Shastra, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te. The Shastra is the authority. So how do I know the essential reality? Only from the Shastras we know. So all the great saints who have realized the soul, realized the Paramatma, so they came through this process. But in some cases, they had already passed through all this in the previous life. Like Ramana Maharshi and all, you won't find a guru in this life in which he lived with us on this earth. That stage was already passed through in the past life. Some karma was left. That is why he took birth to bless us. We should say that. But Shastra is the authority. That is Shabda Pramana. Because the self cannot be seen through the eyes or can't be heard through the ears. Sense organs are of no use. mind, intellect, no use. But these are all helpful. But the Shastra should be their pramana, and with the help of a teacher should instruct us that thou art, tat tvam asi, and then we will realize aham brahma asmi. This is the way. And then if the questioner wants to know how do I know this essential reality, because this is something to be known, not to be created. The self is already there. We are each one the supreme self, but we don't know this. We are under the spell of ignorance or maya, whatever you may call. So that ignorance has to be dispelled, removed. The process of teaching, learning is nothing but the removal of the ignorance. Once the ignorance is removed and the knowledge dawns, we realize. And of course, there is in between the medium, the mind, intellect, equipment. So we have been telling you what needs to be done is for the Shastras, also knowledge, to take place experientially, Anubhutiya Gyan. Experientially, if you are to get it, then all the impurities in the mind will have to be removed. The process of sadhana is to achieve this. So mind has to be through our tapas, meaning our sadhanas, our abhyas practice, the mind has to be purified. The Atman need not be created. Atman is already there. Like in a pond, there is water, but because of the long non-use, it is covered with moss. And you remove the moss and the water becomes clear. Similarly, the impurities of the mind needs to be removed into that mind which is rendered pure, and rendered pure in the sense very calm and quiet mind, clear mind. The Guru gives this knowledge and the knowledge is dawned. Jnanodaya take place, the dawning of knowledge. Okay. What exactly is the practice by which I come to experience this truth? This sadhanas. See, what exactly is the practice means, it depends upon where we stand. The purer the mind, the closer we are to the truth. The thicker the mind with all the impurities, the farther that we have to travel to the truth. So we have to be engaged in the purificatory process, that is to purify the mind. And Gyan sadhanas, Sravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. So first, it should be Sravan. The concept should be clear, the idea should be clear, the teaching should be very clear. There should not be any cobweb of confusion. There should be no doubt. Through Sravana and Manana, to listening and reflecting upon what is listened to, you achieve this. So once it is clear, the knowledge is very clear, the idea is very clear, you understand things very clearly without any doubt whatsoever, then it is time for you to meditate. As we said, meditation means owning up the knowledge that we possess. Intellectually, theoretically, we have appreciated the truth. But then, in moments of crisis, when challenges stare us in our face, so we lose our balance. Should not be. If that state is to be achieved, we have to do the practice, abhyasanam. practice of meditation, different ways, Sravan, Manan, Nidhyasan. The best and the foremost thing is jap. Doing the japa. Towards the end, we shall see a bit of it. Time permitting, I hope we will have a little time. What is the benefit I gain on understanding my true self? And it is said the opening verse answers all these doubts exhaustively. Not exhaustively, in a nutshell, the opening verse gives. So what is going to be said? And later on, it is slowly elaborated upon. The point is, what is the benefit I get? I think in the course of our class, we had made it very clear. The self-knowledge, what does it bring to us? What it does not bring to us? That should be the question. Because every one of us is seeking what in our life? Everyone. Whether one is a Jnani or a Gyani, or a Pandita or a Pamara, a scholar or an ignoramus, an illiterate person. Why even the animals, even the small creatures, even the plant kingdom, what do they seek in life? Happiness only. That is why even the plants, so they turn towards the light, sunlight. Do they not? Why? They seek happiness because their growth, their development, everything depends upon the sunlight. So they move in that, or they bend in that direction wherever they get sunlight. All through our life, what we seek is happiness. But unfortunately, where do we seek? In the world of objects. In the world of objects. The pleasures, the pursuit of pleasure, the pleasure hunting is, it will explain the very course of our life. Throughout the life, everyone hunts after pleasure, this pleasure, that pleasure, through different objects. But is there anyone who has attained permanent happiness, permanent joy through this pleasure seeking? Nobody. Nobody. So every object, whatever it be, including one's power, position, bank balance, everything that is in the Taittiriya Upanishad is beautifully explained. The maximum happiness that a human being can achieve, the Taittiriya Upanishad. Yuva syat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha ashishto dridishto balishtaha, etc., etc. A young man, well educated, very ambitious, healthy, physically, mentally, intellectually, well learned, and all the wealth of the earth at his feet, at his disposal. With all that, the happiness that he enjoys is 1/1,000,000th of the joy of the Brahmanand. Not million, it is said, very interesting. Please go through Taittiriya Upanishad. Okay, now what we seek in life is the happiness that is permanent. But unfortunately, the permanent happiness nobody gets from the objects of the world. It is, there is a reason for that. What is the reason? The objects intrinsically are not the sources of happiness or pleasure. Any object that if on analysis you will find. See, supposing somebody says, no, every evening I want to have a peg. It gives you tremendous joy, happiness, pleasure. When I get that kick, how? Heaven opens for me. But there is another, a teetotaler who can't stand the smell of that liquor. How about him? Like that smoker, a non-smoker. Any object for that matter is not the source of happiness, basically. But we have superimposed because of our sankalpas, our mental, fantasies and all that. We imagine that there is joy, there is pleasure, and we seek it out, and we may get it for some time. We are happy, and then it will lead only to unhappiness and sorrow. But what is special about acquisition of self-knowledge? Once you gain this self-knowledge, you are no more craving after the world of objects. Your life is fulfilled. Why? Because the very source of all happiness, I am Ananda Surupaha, Sat Chit Ananda, the very fountainhead, very source of happiness, I have hit, I have opened. So thereafter, we are not beggars after happiness. We will not run after anything. That is why I have shared with you the examples of great men who could not be threatened by anything, who could not be tempted by anything, any offers. Why? They are happy with themselves. So this self-fulfilling joy, happiness, and they discover in themselves. What do they discover? That I am the source of all happiness. I am Ananda Sarupaha. I am of the nature of Ananda. So I don't have to seek it out elsewhere outside. Okay. So that is the benefit. Please think about it more and more and more. And it is said that open. But I am not able to stretch my. Okay. I hope this first set of questions answered. Then your sessions have been a great learning experience and seem to have touched the core. Okay. My question. As the Jnani has successfully removed or seen through the illusory veil of avidya and is established in truth, is he in Nirvikalpa Samadhi instead of deep sleep, and so he is aware in deep sleep as in waking state. I think this was attempted to be answered the other day. See, the speciality of the Jnani is, like as he is also undergoing the prarabdha. Jnani and Jnani, he has to undergo the prarabdha. So he sleeps like as we do. And he may be dreaming also. It depends upon the samskaras which have come with the prarabdha. But then the knowledge is experienced in the waking state. The knowledge that he has, the wisdom, the enlightenment that he has acquired, that is experienced in the waking state. Okay. And it is said, Nidra Samadhi Sthitihi, even when he sleeps. So I have also heard that these yogis, some yogis don't sleep at all. Nothing surprising. Because their samadhi, why do we sleep? Why do human beings or every living being need sleep? Why do they need sleep? Because after the day's work, the body, the mind requires rest. Is it not true? And if the yogi, if the enlightened person can invoke this rest within himself consciously, he can give rest to his body, mind, everything consciously, being in that state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. He doesn't have to sleep also. I have heard about it, such yogis. These are all within the range of possibilities. Okay. Then he has successfully the way. As established in Turiya state. There is no Turiyatita state. Turiya state. Turiya means the fourth state, which are the three states: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Jagrat, which we all have. Jagrat, waking state, Swapna, dream state, and Sushupti, the deep sleep state. And the Jnani has the Turiya state, the fourth stage. That is where the whole world gets dismissed while being awake. Dismissed in the sense everything he sees as his own self only. Sarva Bhuta, Sarva Bhuteshu Swatmanam. Sarva Bhutani Cha Atmani. He sees everything in himself, and he sees himself in everything. This is what. What must be his experience? What must be his experience of his so-called deep sleep? This, I think I have made it clear. You can really wonder. So, as a man living on this earth with his prarabdha, he will have normal sleep. That's what the Shastras say. It's not my opinion. Shastra, he lives like a ordinary person, but then his vision is different. But in the waking state, he sees what we all see. He sees what we all see. There is an elephant. He sees that object as elephant only, nothing else. But then he sees something plus, which we don't see. What is that plus? That elephant is actually another form of the Supreme Self. That is wisdom, that is knowledge. Okay. Then, another question is, it's a humble request that you please share tips on Vedantic meditation. We will see towards the end of the session. Okay. How can one be initiated into formal? Okay. Is Satchidananda only in next question is Satchidananda only in Paramarthika state? Because a stone may exist but does not have reflected consciousness and bliss. See, Satchidananda is one, and Sat Chit Ananda. It is one homogeneous thing, the whole Supreme Self. But depending upon the medium, depending upon the instrument, depending upon the equipment, the reflections differ. For example, we have shared this information, I remember. The meridian sun is reflected in so many buckets of water. So many buckets of water. And the clarity of the reflection depends upon the clarity of the medium, the water. Supposing it is muddy water, the reflection will not be clear. If it is clear water, it will be clear. Reflection will be clear. And if it is shaky water, then again reflection will not be clear. That is one thing. Another thing is about Sat, Chit and Ananda. We see the Sat reflected in the Jada Padarthas. Jada. Jada means the inert objects. The stones, the minerals and all that. And Chit is not reflected everywhere. Chit is reflected in the subtler equipment like Antahkarana, mind intellect equipment. And it is maximum in human beings, and among human beings also there are a few advanced and highly evolved souls. In them the manifestation or the reflection is at a very high level. And coming to the animals, there is reflection. See, animals can recognize, in them consciousness is, Chit is there. Chit means consciousness, it is there. Even in the plant kingdom, in a very, very elementary form, this consciousness is there, Chit is there. That's what J.C. Bose has discovered it, this great scientist. Okay, so Sat Chit Ananda and a Jnani experience it all in one. We experience Chit when we are conscious of, that is our experience of the Chit. But with the help of that experience, we can rediscover our real nature as Sat, Chit and Ananda, which is what we are doing through all the studies, Vedantic studies. Through our being conscious, meaning we have an equipment, intellect, and with the help of the intellect, we are able to investigate. An animal cannot. When man is endowed with the Viveka Buddhi, Vivechana Shakti, the power of discrimination. The Viveka Buddhi is there in Manushya, in man, in the human being, and exercising that, he can arrive at the truth, but an animal can't. That is why Pashavaha Muktaha in our scripture. Pashavaha Muktaha, meaning the animals are liberated. Meaning, in our case, we are not mukta because we have three types of karmas, three types of karmas. One is the prarabdha karma, which has given us this body. And this prarabdha karma has been taken out of the Sanchita karma. Depending upon its maturity, it has come. And thanks to the prarabdha karma, we have this body, mind, intellect. Okay. And then what is Sanchita karma? Sanchita karma is, that accumulated karma which stands to our account, which is credited to our account from beginningless time. That is called Sanchita karma. So like deposits, it is an FD, fixed deposit. And imagine there are quite a few fixed FDs. And one FD has matured, and because of that, we got this body, prarabdha karma. Prakarshena arabdham. Karma, prarabdha karma. Prakarshena arabdham. It has already been started. And till the body drops dead, till we end our life, it will continue its operation, whether jnani or ajnani. But we can change our vision in between. That is why we are given the discriminative power, the Vivechana Shakti, the Viveka Buddhi. Exercising our Viveka Buddhi, we can discover the truth, we can know the truth and realize the self. That possibility is there, not possibility, probability is there. And the third type of karma is Agami Karma. Agami Karma is when we are doing action, when we are performing karma in this life, then we go on acquiring new karmas, new samskaras. That is credited to our account again. Whatever we think, whatever we do, nothing goes uncredited. Remember. So, there is Purana say there is a Chitragupta. There is a chief accountant. And nobody can escape his notice. Everything that we do, it is credited to your account. So be careful, please. So this is there. The fact of the matter is that everything that we do, everything that we speak, everything that we think, all these things are creating a groove in our own mind, which means it is credited to our account. And the Agami Karma is not there for the animals. That is what we are driving at. Agami Karma means animals, they are dictated by the impulses. They don't have Purusharthas. Only human beings have Purusharthas. They have only Prarabdha. A cow is a born vegetarian. A lion is a born non-vegetarian. And nobody needs to teach the calf how to go to the mother's udder and draw milk, drink milk. So programmed by Bhagavan himself. Such beautiful is the creation. But in the case of human beings, there's a difference. But kartum shakyam, akartum shakyam, anyatha va kartum shakyam. So we can do this. We need not do this. We can do it in a different way. That is why Hindus, Hindus in Christians, Muslims and all that, among them, they have to compulsorily go to church or the masjid or do prayers. Muslims every 5 times in a day. Christians every Sunday they have to go to the church and attend the mass service. But Hindus, we are sarvatandra swatantraha. We are free. So we can go to temple. We need not go to temple. We can go to some other place also instead. This freedom is there, and more often we misuse and abuse this freedom. That is why Hindus remain an unorganized religion. It is unorganized religion. Anyway, our topic is not that. That is a different issue. Now coming to this, human beings have this purushartha, means ichha shakti is there, willpower is there. Exercising this willpower, we can achieve things. All achievements of the humanity is thanks to the exercise of their brain, their intelligence. There is power of discrimination, power of choice. Animals don't have the power of choice. Only humans have. Okay. So please understand this. Therefore, we must make the best use of our present life. That is very, very important. Okay. What must be the experience of condition? We are in Satchit and Ananda, Satchidananda, Paramarthika state. Okay. So I think this, as far as I understand this question, I have answered Satchit Ananda only in Paramarthika state. Yes, a realized soul experiences the Supreme Self, the one whole. That is Sat, Chit and Ananda. Because in his mind, which is rendered pure, it is reflected in its fullness, in its totality. Okay. Because a stone may exist but does not have reflected consciousness and bliss. No, it doesn't have. Only human beings can have this privilege of realizing the truth. And in the Puranas, you may say some animals also, they are all what you call allegorical, symbolical stories to drive home and who reads these Puranas, not animals, human beings only, no. So it is for the human beings, some stories are narrated, even with the intervention of the Lord, some animals also got liberated. That is to drive home certain points. Okay. Then next one is the question is, thank you for your wonderful week of satsang. It was truly inspiring. And my question, okay, and the questions are like this. Can I ask a few questions? You said we create our own world. Can you elaborate? Yes, we are each one creating our own world. It's very interesting. There are two things. One is Jiva Srishti, the other one is Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti is this, the creation of the Lord is the whole vast universe. Ishvara Srishti. Jiva Srishti, you and I are also creators. What do we create? Our own world. See, in my case, my world, the Chinmaya mission, my world, and my friends, and my people, all this, my enemies, I have not many enemies, meaning everyone, the front, our own circles, we create our own world. The main thing is, what is a positive factor? Our own raga dveshas. Our likes and dislikes create our own worlds. This is called Jiva Srishti. Each one. So like, doctors circle, engineers circle, lawyers circle, IT professional circle, so many circles. This is an example. But in each one has his own circle. That is called Jiva Srishti. Each one. Ishvara Srishti, the whole vast, this infinite universe. Now, what is the point in saying this? There is a point. What is the point? We must give up this Ishvara Srishti, Jiva Srishti, and enter the Ishvara Srishti. Meaning, we must discard, we must abandon, we must give up our likes and dislikes, ragadveshas, and enter the vast arena of the Ishvara Srishti. The Ishvara Srishti means we have no particular like to anyone or dislike to anyone. Everything is alike. Sarva bhutatmagattu. We have seen the slokas, We see everyone, the pratirupa, everything, everyone, the pratirupa of the Lord Himself. Sarvatmagatvam. That is a state of being in the Ishvara Srishti. I hope it is clear. So remember, we are each one is capable of creating our own world. We should try to get out of it and go in for the entry to the Ishvara Srishti. That is the ideal thing to do in life. Okay. That is. Okay. And each one is an individual. You said, and are different jiva. Are there different jivas or only one? Jivas are different. Jivas are multiple. But the Lord is only one. The Supreme Self is only one. Jivas are many. Then, which one is? This is like difference in the equipment. There are millions and millions and millions, trillions of jivas, and the Supreme Self is reflected everywhere. Like millions and millions or trillions and trillions of buckets of water kept everywhere, the meridian sun is reflected. But the difference is in the medium, in the instrument in which it is reflected. And that, as far as each one of us is concerned, our antahkarana, the mind, intellect, equipment, manaha, buddhi, chittam, ahangaram, these four constitute our antahkarana. Then along with the prana, these constitute our inner equipment in which the reflection takes place. The body is also there, and the prana lends life to the body. We're trying to understand. Then each one of us is individual. Recently, my father passed away, and I have been trying to understand if my prarabdha karma and vasanas are appearing as the kind of father I had, so I go through the experiences. You said relationships, Maya, yes. See, we get our relationships all through our karma only, or prarabdha karma only. I became the son of a parent, a father and mother, not out of my choice. Karma. So everything, behind everything, there is an unseen hand in operation. That is the hand of the operator, the karma. And karma means karma is jada only, but there is karma phala data, that is the supreme lord. Karmadhyaksha, one who presides over the whole law of karma, and also one who gives out the fruits of action. So Ishvara is the Karmadhyaksha and Karmaphala Data. So these are all happening, all our relationships, everything, whatever is in this world, is all thanks to the law of karma, and we have to accept whatever God has given us. So agade swagadam kuryat. It is God's prasadam. We need not resent it. We should not be unhappy about it. Like, we go to a temple. If it's a village temple, they may give you prasadam, a pinch of basma, vibhuti. Okay. And if you go to Tirupati temple, you get very, very beautiful, tasty laddu. And do we discard this that vibhuti from the village temple? Hey, this is only vibhuti. When last week I had been to Tirupati, what a beautiful, what tasty, delicious laddu they give. No, whether it is a pinch of vibhuti or the tasty laddu, we accept it with both hands and then hold it to her face and all that, and then we take it. Prasada buddhi. Like that, all that happens in our life, all experiences that we meet with, all experiences we meet with are all dictated by our karmas. And how we meet with each karma, each experience is the purushartha, the ichha shakti, the willpower, the faculty of choice. That choice we have. So how to face even this corona, corona comes, nothing to be worried about it, but how to face it, we should have the guts to face it, we should be bold to face the situation. We need not to worry over it. Yes, it has come. What's the point in getting dejected or despondent? We have to face it squarely. Meet the problem, meet challenge squarely. That's what. Okay. And relationships, the whole world with its relationships are all create the srishti of Maya. That is all. You understand? Vyashti and samashti. Vyashti means individual. Vyashti and samashti. Vyashti means individual. Samashti means total. The whole world, the whole cosmos is the samashti sharira of the Lord Almighty. And for each one of us, there is vyashti sharira. We are all individuals, vyashtis. Vyashti means vyakti, individuals. Samashti is the total. Okay. Can you try? So, I am unable to understand the variety, how each individual is so different when there is only one reality. In the light of what we have discussed, I think it is clear enough, because the medium or the samskaras that we carry from the past, that is what makes the difference from individual to individual. Even the twin children a parent has, parents have, they may look alike, but then their nature may be different. Their karma samskaras may be different. Their tastes may be different. Who dictates this? Their own karmas. Physically, they may be look-alikes, but that need not necessarily make the, make them both so identical, even in regard to their karmas, can be different. Their tastes, their behaviors, things can be different. So let there be variety, let there be diversity, but the Supreme Lord is one. The sun is only one, but reflected in many buckets of water. Okay. So I think we have cleared all that. If you still have some doubts, I told you earlier, you can still uh, write me, WhatsApp me. I shall get back to you on your WhatsApps. No issue. Okay. Please feel free. No issue. So we are coming to an end of this question answer session also. Very nice questions all of you have asked. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Now we have a few minutes. Shall we have a short session of meditation tips? We don't have time much, but then we can give you some tips. The purpose of meditation, we have already explained in our discussions. The knowledge that we have gathered, that knowledge that, I am really not this body, not this mind, not this intellect, but I am the Supreme Self. I am Brahman, I am the reality. So this is the knowledge we are getting from the Shastras, from the Guru. And what is the self, everything we have seen. And this knowledge that I am not this limited body, limited mind, this miserable mind. Mine is not this miserable existence. I am not destined to live like this, always worried, tensed, and agitated, upset, depressed. No. I am designed for something far, far better. What is that? I am the Supreme Self. The Shastras have given us this knowledge. The Master has imparted this to me. Now, how do I experience it? If I don't experience, at the very moment of listening to this, that is because of the obstructions in the mind, my impurities, the Vasanas. Okay. Now, how to get rid of the Vasanas? See, we have to purify it. First, start with the body, mind, and intellect. Body has to be trained for what? For meditation also, the asana siddhi it is called. Stiram sukham asanam. We have to adopt a posture, a seat, asanam, which is the most comfortable for us. But as far as possible, if the body permits it, sit straight, even if it is in your chair, no matter. But if you can, not now, at the time of meditation or japa, if you can squat on the floor, okay. If you can't, chair is comfortable, okay, sit straight. But the most important thing is learn or practice yourself to sit still. Sit still again doesn't mean that you should sit very stiff and tense. No, you should be completely relaxed with your vertebral column erect. Samam kaya shirogrivam, as he said in the Gita, your head, your neck and body in alignment, in a straight line. Sit straight, sit still. You can keep your palms interlocked and left in your lap. Learn to sit straight first. That is very important. Asana siddhi is very important. and sit in a place which is not infested by mosquitoes and flies and whatnot. And as far as possible, avoid all distractions. So it is better not to order your people at home, so leave me free. Instead, you choose a time and a place where you are left free without disturbing them, their routine. They may have their own routine, let us not disturb them. So we choose a place. See, if you are seekers and possible to get up early in the morning when they are all fast asleep, so choose that time and then you are free. And early morning, the Brahma Muhurta, if possible. Other any time is okay, but the most ideal time is early in the morning. Or for you to get up early in the morning, you should go to bed early. That is also very important. If you don't have enough sleep, you can't meditate. You can't do japa. The meditation that we are suggesting here, the very, very starting one, that is sitting and doing japa. And this japa itself is a great technique of quietening the mind. We have learned that mind is a flow of thoughts. And to still the mind is a Herculean task. It's a tough task to quieten the mind. But we are starting a practice, that is japa. You sit in the posture, not tensed, relaxed, and then close your eyes and imagine the picture of the Lord. Supposing if you are in your puja room, open your eyes and see the Lord, your Ishta Devata, whichsoever deity you are worshipping daily, and see Apada Chundam from bottom to top, top to bottom, and do pranams to namaskar to him mentally, and then do this mantra japa. I am just giving very, very, we are not going into the depth because for want of time. And this Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or Om Namo Narayanaya, or Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Sri Mahadevyai Namaha, Om Sri Satgurave Namaha. All these mantras are okay for you. But don't switch the mantras. Today one mantra, tomorrow another one. That won't do. Stick to one mantra, whichever you adopt. The best thing is your Ishta Devata or your Guru. And then be doing the japa. Initially, if you want, you can do it loudly. Loudly means not very loudly. It is only for you to hear. Or it can be done mentally also. But whether it is with Vaikhari means when your sound is out, voice is out, or mental. One very most important thing is be conscious of your japa. And before doing japa, one more thing, for beginners, take deep breaths. Deep breaths. Slowly take in, then slowly out. Say if you do 10 times in and 10 times out very slowly, and then mind temporarily becomes comparatively calmer, quieter. And then start this japa, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Be aware that you are chanting Om Namah Shivaya or whichever mantra you adopt. Be aware of it. Even while breathing, be aware of your breathing. This is called mindfulness. Mindfully breathe. mindfully do japa. Mindfully means be aware. You will now think that is very easy. No, it's not easy. You may try 100 times, 1,000 times, derailment takes place. You go off the track, mind will start wandering. But be aware, be conscious, and bring the mind back to the track. Again and again. Oh no, for the last 2 years I have been trying. No issue, no problem. Keep trying. Never give up, never give up, never give up. But remember, never to become mechanical in this. Your japa or abhyasa practice, if it gets mechanical, yandrika, then it has no meaning. It should not be mechanical. It should be conscious. Be intensely aware of your doing the japa. By breathing, and slowly, you will find yourself a transformation taking place within yourself. Your awareness degree increases. Your mindfulness increases. You are able to better focus on things. The fickleness of mind also slowly, reduces. So many good things you will come to experience. Please try. Okay. This is the beginning tips. If you have got some other doubts, more of it. If there is another occasion, we can explain in more detail, because we have to be time bound. All our Chinmaya programs, we have to be time bound. So our time is running out. I'm very thankful to all of you, and I think this soon after this session, there is going to be a valedictory, and as is the tradition, the offering of Guru Dakshina. Yesterday, I think Swamiji might have explained to Advayanji. So those who are wanting to give offer Dakshina can give. That is our tradition that goes to the mission, our mission activities, various projects are there. Those who, it's not, knowledge is never sold. Knowledge is never, especially in Chinmaya mission, knowledge is never sold. That is Puja Gurudev's tradition. And that is what he has been he has done more than 4 decades. But then the people have been understanding, and they give whatever they can. So this is a program, a camp like this, a spiritual camp like this is kind of a yajna. And at the end of the yajna, this Guru Dakshina is a traditional thing. So you have the opportunity to offer your Dakshina to Puja Gurudev. He is the Guru. Puja Gurudev is our master. And we are all here because of him only. So may Puja Gurudev's grace and blessings flow through all of us, especially you who have devoted these 5-6 days to the intensive study of the Shastras. I hope you have got something, but this is only at the beginning. Those who have already begun earlier, keep this also another beginning. But keep pursuing, please. Pursue your studies. Sravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. And the result is sure to come. And our life should become very, very fulfilling. There is an interesting, I will close with that. When we were born, what did we do? What did we do when we were born? Hey, you remember, you might not have, but you have seen others. We cried, no, didn't we? We cried. When we were born, we cried. And when we cried, others standing around us, did they cry? No, they didn't cry. How? they welcomed. They were so happy, they were so joyous. A newcomer added to our family. It's not true. And our life should be so designed, so planned, so lived in such a way that at the end of our lifespan, the whole table should be turned over. How? We should be capable of leaving this world happily, cheerfully, with a smile on our lips, contentedly, with a sense of fulfillment, with a sense of satisfaction, with no regrets whatsoever. While let other people cry. Our life should be lived in such a way. Okay. May you all have the grace and blessings of Puja Gurudev to live such a spiritual life, such a self-fulfilling life. Hari Om. May Lord Jagadishwara, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, and our Rishi Parambara, everyone's grace and blessings be upon all of you. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. We will meet again somewhere, sometime. Of course, the valedictory session is there. Okay. Hari Om.